This is Torben Anderson, your host from Rewired for Success. If you are a business owner that wants to take control and rewire your business for serious scale-up success, then you have come precisely to the right place. Firstly, I want to thank you for joining. I really do appreciate it. There are many podcasts out there, and today you've chosen this podcast, and I really, really do appreciate it. Right, today's episode is sponsored by Rewired, your go-to partner for hyper-performing tech teams and tech. If your tech or your tech teams are misbehaving, then please go to rewired.co, so that's rewired.co, and book that completely free strategy session, no strings attached. Today is going to be all about how to partner smarter so you don't hire yourself into a corner. And this is a topic that is really, really close to my heart, in the sense that, as some of you know, I left the corporate world last year to start Rewired, and the time that we all spend in the corporate world, at least some of us have had that experience. And I wanted to share a little bit about, how you can hire smarter, particularly what we talk about at Rewired, which is all about helping you be successful. And what does rewiring really mean? Well, today will be no exception that it's all about kind of a counterintuitive thinking. It's all about the tech, the people, and the processes, but things aren't always as they seem. And I think today will be a great example of that. So I'm pretty excited to get started. Firstly, I want to ask the question, why hire at all? The hard fact is that when we hire, we always spend a premium. So whether you use an agency in terms of agency fees, or if you make use of a contractor, or even many of the other new ways of hiring, there's always some kind of premium. There's always some kind of middleman. Now, firstly, of course, you can post through social. You can leverage your network. You can use word of mouth and get a referral. This is a great way to hire people, at least to bring that cost down. But if you're like me, we often need, let's say temporary staff or folk that just fill a requirement either in a short period of time or maybe just on a part-time basis. And often, if that's a specialist skill, it may still be hard to find a referral in the particular area that you're currently needing to help you scale your business, for example. But in general, if you're looking for that specialist skill, that's kind of often hard to find. So you're often looking for somebody specific. You're often trying to get somebody that can help you in a short period of time. So I would like to today help think about how we could hire differently. And the best way to think about that is how to really, really unlock both time and talent for your business. So what about partnering? And let's think a little bit about that. Well, firstly, what has really motivated me to talk about this topic today? And it's really, really something that's close to my heart, in the sense that, as you guys know, waste is something that really gets me going, and it's something that I think is currently happening around talent. There is unthinkable level of waste going on out there. Firstly, we look for talent, then we shackle them to a desk, and next thing we know, we've asked that person to do that same job for the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. But is this what we want for the people that we work with? Is this what we want for the people that we hire? After all, if you're listening to this podcast, it is all about growth. It's all about scale up. And really, do we want people to be strapped to a desk? Do we want people to, have that mindset that this is a job for life? Well, I believe that we've moved way past that. We are way past the industrial revolution around, factory workers, that mindset that we have in the corporate world. And let's not bring that to our small businesses, and let's see how we can help both the corporate world to think differently. I believe that the strength of working with one-man bands, for example, or the strength of working with a small team is far more powerful. Why? Because if we're a one-man band, or if we work in a small team, maybe you've set up a small consultancy, for example, then you have the ability to work with multiple clients. And what does this do? Well, this brings a huge amount of value to your customers, because you're actually bringing different ideas from different parts of the world or from different customers, and you're able to, really bring all of that knowledge to your customer. So you really, I believe, can get more bang for your buck by, considering smaller businesses and smaller one-man bands. But one of the problems is that a lot of businesses are geared towards, you know, again, bringing that full-time person in, considering that full-time is the only way to hire. And of course, there is no other way to hire. And I'd like to really kind of suggest, why should we bother with this at all today? And the key, the most important thing is, value. So at the end of the day, what is it that people need to bring to your business? And I would argue that that is entirely value. And value, what we mean by value, we mean what is the outcome when we want somebody to work with us? And what I would challenge you to do with your next hires is ask, what is it that you can bring in terms of a tangible outcome? Great examples of this are, increased revenues, increased profit, cost savings. These are all really, really great ways to kind of challenge a supplier, a provider, in terms of when they provide a proposal to you, what is it? What is it that, what is it that they really will look for? What is it that they will do to move your business to the next level? And why not? Because, I would argue that the cost of doing a small job, maybe 1 month or a 2-week job with a small business or a one-man band or an entrepreneur would give you the ability to spend less than the cost of actually hiring somebody full-time. And so it's all about not painting yourself into a corner, not getting married to those that hire you, those that you hire. And it's important that when you out there, when you're kind of working with businesses, that you challenge them to give you the outcomes. What will I get from this? And put that in the proposal, put it in the contract. Why not? That's what you're going for. And more than likely, you can even imagine this almost as free work, because you're not paying a middle person. Secondly, when you pay, you know what your outcomes are going to be, and at least your risk is low, particularly if you go for a kind of a monthly flat fixed amount or some kind of initial job that you could work with somebody on. Now, this is all great, but when it comes to working with businesses out there, so many are still saying, no, 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 I've got this open role. I couldn't possibly imagine anything else. HR, there's only one way to do things. There's only one, method to hire people. Procurement is there to prevent, all this talent from being unlocked. And I'm in the UK, but I believe this is a new global phenomenon. We're going to see, businesses and corporates access new talent. And I think there's a humongous amount of waste out there where we're not using, talent in a more part-time way. It is cheaper in general. And if you go from an outcomes approach, then you're always going to make sure you get something out. And business owners like yourself are hungry. They're hungry to work with customers, and you're going to see that benefit when you work with partners like that. So I just wanted to talk to you about that today. I really challenge you to change the norm, to think differently in hiring, and to think about how you can use talent and how we can kind of not just scale up our businesses, but I reckon through this, we can really scale up entire industries. We can really become hyper performant, and we can really, really grow to a new level, not just in the UK, but in countries all over the world. Again, thank you so much for joining. This has been all about how to partner smarter so you don't hire yourself into a corner. And I hope today has been helpful for you. If it has, I'd really appreciate if you go over to your favorite podcast application and search for Rewired for Success. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Complete the review. That would be really, really appreciated. And, again, just a reminder, today's episode was sponsored by Rewired. And I'm Torben Anderson. I am the founder of Rewired. And you've been listening to Rewired for Success. Thank you for listening. Cheers for now.